Johannesburg Reservoir and sewer network points are being isolated to aid the search for Khayelitsha Magadla. The 6-year-old fell down a manhole a week and a half ago. Nqobile Matlala is on that story for us and joins us now. Good morning, Nqobile. We understand that reservoirs and sewer and reservoir systems will be isolated. Have they in fact begun?
Well, we do understand from speaking to Joburg Water that this morning that's what they started with. So they are currently working on that. But we do understand that with the water levels, that will be tricky as they look into those reservoirs. So it's going to take some time. It's not going to just be a thing that will happen in less than an hour, but they are working on that. But of course, to give us an update in terms of what is happening, I'm joined here by the EMS spokesperson. Mr. Malaudzi, let me just ask, I mean, it's been a long 10 days and over searching for Khayelitsha Magadla. What is supposed to happen today?
No, today we are continuing from where we left off. I think our viewers out there will recall that from yesterday, we ended up by Fushia and Main Road, walking through the tunnel, the pipeline, making sure that we eliminate any doubt about whether we can be able to locate him along that pipeline. If there's an obstruction, we're removing that obstruction. So from today, we'll be walking from Fushia, coming down towards the split chamber. It's actually that critical phase because we have not yet located him from where the incident occurred 10 days ago. So it means right now, I would say, we are almost halfway towards the split chamber. So where we are hoping that everything which flows along the pipeline, we're supposed to find it at the split chamber. If not, we're hoping that in between, before we get to the split chamber, we should be able to locate young Khayelitsha, because this is we are following the pipeline from which is flowing from where the incident occurred up until here. We also requested our colleagues from Joburg Water to isolate some lines or shut down some lines. So, of course, some of the residents will be affected. But we believe that is for a good cause, because this process of shutting down water and isolating some of the lines will actually assist us as emergency services to be able to conduct our operation, because we need water to be at a certain level, at least on the knee level, so that we can be able to walk along the pipeline. So we're pleading with our residents to work with us so that we can be able to complete our operation.
Let's talk about that process with the Joburg Water. Tell me, how long is it going to take before you're able to do the entire half where there is that water that you have asked for, that it should be knee level? How long is it going to take, the whole process?
No, from our side, it can take us the whole day today, but that will only depend if the water levels are much more higher. It means we'll have to request again from Joburg Water to shut down more lines. So it means, the shutdown might be extended due to, what we are getting along the pipeline. Remember, our colleagues from Joburg Water, they're not the ones who are conducting the search. They just shut down the lines and then we go in. So if the water levels are much more high, still much more higher, it means we'll have to request again to extend that level to be much more lower than what it is now. So that process will be continuous. Hence, we want to plead with our residents out there to, cooperate with us so that we can be able to, continue the search, hoping that we maybe by the end of the day today, we might be able to locate young Khayelitsha and assist the family to find closure.
Let's talk about the split chamber.
Yes.
How many lines are leading to the split chamber, and how far can it take to ensure that you get to the split chamber as quick as possible?
Okay. At the split chamber, to just update the viewers out there, the split chamber is where everything comes in. So the waste is divided, the waste and the water is divided along that lines. So whatever is coming from the split chamber moves into the main plant. So there's 3 lanes which are moving from the split chamber to the main plant. So we want to go inside those 3 lanes, physically walk along those 3 lines, so that we eliminate any doubt. All of those 3 lines. So our colleagues from Joburg Water, they had to assist us by making sure that they shut down those 3 lines. Of course, which might also affect again the residents out there, so that we are certain that everything along the pipelines from the where he fell into the split chamber up until the main plant is clear. then we can only rely on what we get at the main plant. So from that split chamber to the main plant, to walk through along those lines, it can take us a day or so. But now we are looking at, if our colleagues are saying we can do it overnight tonight, we can still do it depending on the traffic, because we are told that when the people are using much more water, then the traffic, the flow here is much more higher. So our colleagues from Joburg Water will advise us whether we have to leave that for after midnight or exactly what time. They will advise us on that one. But we are looking at making sure that we clear those 3 lines so that we are certain that we cannot be able to locate him along from the split chamber, from the split chamber to the main plant.
Let's talk about the family. I mean, I do understand that every after operation you go back and you speak to the family and you give them a brief. It must be very difficult for them.
Yeah, it is difficult for them now, I must say, because I'm one of those people who are visiting the family in the morning and in the afternoon after we have conducted our operation. I think now, as and when we're informing them that we are getting closer, so they're also anxious. They want to know, they're hoping that we locate the young boy so that they can also be able to find closure. So we're hopeful that we might be able to locate him before, we even get to the split chamber. Because I think if we get to the split chamber and we have not yet, recovered him, it will be much more tense. The situation will be much more stressful because the stretch between the split chamber and the main plant is much more shorter. So we're hopeful that we will be able to locate him before we get there, and then we can be able to assist the family to find closure. It has been a stressful, 11 days, not only for the family but also for us as rescuers. And I think we need to commend, everybody who has being part of this team. Our colleagues from South African Police Service, our colleagues from Joburg Water. We have done, what we can do, and we're hoping that we can only add on that by making sure that we recover the young boy.
Thank you very much for your time. Robert Mlaudzi of EMS. Well, Mfundo, as you can hear there, this is the base where we are standing, not far from the split chamber he speaks of, but they are hopeful that today would be that day that they will yield results by finding the young Khayaletu Magadla. But of course, he's saying that a lot of work still has to go into finding him through those 3 lines that he says they still need to go through.